Philadelphia, the home of the cheesesteak, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and the city of brotherly love. It's no surprise that DJ Jazzy Jeff held a strong hold here on Philadelphia and the impact that he had on the community of DJs and artists here in Philadelphia. I wanted to take a little step deeper and find out how he impacted the DJs here in Philadelphia. So what we're going to be doing in this mini documentary is we're going to be talking to the old school and the new school. The old school that we're going to be chatting with is DJ Fat Cat, and the new school that we're going to be chatting with is DJ Tragic. So without any further ado, let's get into it and let's go visit DJ Fat Cat at Jumpin' 215 Studios. So we found Yaz here.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
Yo, so tell them where we're at today, man.
I'll guess and say Southwest Philadelphia.
Okay.
And we're here at a radio station right now. About to go interview the one and only DJ Fat Cat, man.
Yeah.
So
let's
get
go.
Into it.
Oh, Jumpin' 215.
Yep.
Is this Fat Cat?
That's the legendary Fat Cat.
Oh, that's Fat Cat. Yeah, what's up? Yo, say what's up, man.
How you feeling, man?
How's the brother? Good?
Yo. So what does it mean to be a Philly DJ, Yaz?
So, you know what it means to be a Philly DJ, man. It means, whew, you gotta have grit, man. It takes a lot to take on this city alone, you know, and then to be a DJ where, you know, we don't even have to say the name, but you know who comes from here, man. It's something to live up to. City where block parties, fish fries, you know, anything to get the people out, you know, baby showers. And I feel as though you can't have any of those things without a DJ. You know, coming from a legacy of the magnificent DJ Jazzy Jeff, those are some big shoes to follow behind, you know what I mean, being a Philly DJ.
Oh, so we just got here and we're here at DJ Tragic. We just saw him and his kids walk in. And yeah, we're gonna get his equipment set up and get everything popping. Is there anything to say, Yes?
Listen, man, welcome to Philadelphia, land of the DJ.
Land of the DJ.
Let's get it.
Actually, I'm happy to be in your space.
Thank you.
So we got this whole thing rolling, and I'm just looking over here at your set. Tell me what's going on over here on the screen.
So this right here is my first Afrobeat mix on YouTube, and it blew up, bro. 40K in like 3 months, and that right there, that video keeps me going. Like that it helps me put out more content, because it's like, bro, look what your potential is. Let's keep pushing, you know?
Let's keep pushing.
For some reason I always saw on YouTube So I used to watch YouTube a lot, and I remember I came across Scratch Bastard. This was when he was actually a battle DJ, like when he used to do battles. And I just always loved how precise he was, you know what I mean? I used to watch DJ Crazy from Miami, Crazy Cuts, Qbert, stuff like that, and of course Jazzy Jeff, just being from Philly. And I would say, like, I always was intrigued by the cutting and scratching, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like basically you were using the turntable as like a instrument, you know what I mean?
Got it.
So they would just take different sounds, chop it up, do it on each side, go back and forth, which is called like beat juggling. So that, you know, I'm like, that's pretty dope. And I don't remember when I actually like physically touched the turntable, to be honest, but I know I saved up money from my first job, like Pizza Hut. And I bought these heavy ass Numark, whatever number it was, model. It was just a whole Numark setup. And slip mats was like this thick, that goes under the vinyl. So it was horrible to scratch. Like, I'm working with horrible equipment, but I just started doing little things, little by little. And I started getting like pretty good because my time had been there from drumming. So I just still was watching them. And like, that's when I started like really learning the terminology of scratches. For example, like Jazzy, he's famous for the transformer. Like, that's just chopping up, just using a long sample, just chopping your hand like this. I'll use the movement. If any DJs watching, they know, like, just chopping your hand like this, moving the record back and forth. But he was a hell of a transformer, and like, I guess being from Philly, I fell in love with that, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, damn. I just remember watching them videos, that was funny.
Particular song, the Live at Madison Square Garden, was a pivotal point for myself, as probably a lot of other DJs, because we actually heard our Philly DJ sound. And there's tons of DJs that came up with Jeff that have that same skill set and that same vibe. You know, shout out to DJ Doodles, you know, these guys from Southwest, super bad DJs, you know, Grandmaster Nell and Baby DST, like so many cats. But because it was just the rhythm that Jeff was cut, you know what I mean? And the fact that he was switching songs during this particular song that was actually on universally pressed album. So this wasn't just like a little skit. This wasn't a, you know, my DJ is this, that. No, it was an entire song based around his dominance behind his skill set and what he's able to do.
Gotcha.
And that really introduced me to the skill set of DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Gotcha. Which is specifically that transformer, that like cadence,
right?
that
Rhythm scratches, and the
like what distinguishes him from other DJs who can just mimic that?
I believe it's, and it may sound weird, but it's just his comfortability.
What was it? Was it image or sound that attracted you to him? Or was it a brand?
So I would say the sound, because
okay,
not his favorite, well, probably his favorite, but his famous Peter Piper scratch, man, that just when he do the spin back and land it right where it needs to land, you'd be like, wow. I didn't understand how he was doing that back then, but now that...
How's he doing it?
So, for example, on the record, you have markers. And you'll see that marker pass the needle one time, you'll see it pass it 2 times. And then your mind, you know, it's like a count. So once it passed 2 times, you know that there it is, it's gonna be right there. And I didn't know that as a beginner DJ. So when he, there it is, you be like, what the f? But
wow.
The marker that he has on a record passed twice. If that makes any sense to you.
That makes a lot of sense. So
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. This is when it's natural to you, there's a certain comfort, there's a certain cadence that will be projected out of whatever you do art-wise. You know, if you're a natural singer, you can sing and flow into anything, bring remnants of this or that, and it's effortless. That's when I hear Jeff spin, whenever I've seen him spin, it's effortless.
yeah.
It's like a sixth sense.
It's like a fish breathing in the water.
Right, because it's part of him. Music is a part of him. So and his mind is so vast when it comes to different genres of music. You know, like Jeff was the first person, and I'm not saying he's the first person in history, but he's the first DJ that I've seen on a large scale, you know, rocking these stages in different countries and things like that, where he's the main attraction.
Yeah.
He's the DJ, 2 turntables, a mixer, records, and they're there not only because of his celebrity, but because of how dope his craft.
How good he is. Yeah. He's not just like it's not just celebrity.
Right.
It is that good.
And I'll be honest with you, as a grown man,
Yeah.
and I mean, as far as being enriched and entrenched in this Philly DJ culture, the first time I ever met Jazzy Jeff, I promise you, on everything, it was the hardest thing to not just fanboy out.
Yeah. I believe you.
You understand? And the fact that he was so cool and humble.
How tall was it?
Jeff, I would say Jeff is about 5'10".
Okay. Word.
Yeah.
So I had to ask both DJ Tragic and DJ Fat Cat, what does it mean to be a Philadelphia DJ? Check out what they have to say.
Like, so cutthroat and not where it should be. But being a Philly DJ, like when I tour around the world and DJ in other cities and I let people know I'm a DJ from Philly, like they face light up, you know what I mean? Because who come from the city? Jazzy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like a staple DJ in this culture, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like I take pride in being a Philly DJ.
Yeah,
man.
tell me what does that mean? What does it mean to be a Philly DJ? Like when someone says I am a Philly DJ, let's say you're in like Oklahoma or you're in Hawaii or you're in Tokyo. What does it mean to be a Philly DJ?
Okay, so coming from my perspective, they already know I'm gonna know how to rock a party. You know what I mean? They already know. They probably think I'm gonna know how to transform a little bit from Jazzy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then just being a Philly DJ, like you come with so much swag, man. Like for example, DJs from other places, some people they don't look comfortable. You know what I mean? Like when I get behind the decks, bro, I'm at home. Like I feel good. You know what I mean? When I'm playing different old school Philly anthems and stuff like that, it feels right. You know what I'm saying?
There's a certain sauce. There's a certain aura that we
Basically.
carry. It means to be a Philadelphia DJ.
Well, Philadelphia as a whole, when it comes to anything music related in Philly, it's its own style. It has its own legacy with it. Like Philadelphia, even dating back beyond, Philly International, the Philadelphia sound that inspires so many different genres of music, including house, things like that. But we had Philly doo-wop, things like that are staples around the world. To be a Philly DJ falls right in with that. You have to have a style, you have to have a flow, you have to have something that sets you apart.
Yeah.
So when you introduce yourself, you say, hey, I'm from Philly. People, oh, you're from Philly. You get that same thing when you meet somebody that's from New York. Oh, you from New York? Oh,
Yeah.
you already know how they coming. So the Philly thing
you
was the
already
same
know
thing.
how they
Philly style is more of a, I'm not gonna tell you I'm dope. I'm gonna just do what I do, and you're gonna tell me I'm dope. Because it's so smooth. It meets every bit of criteria that it needs to meet, but it's soulful.
You have to make a living.
Right.
You have kids you have to take care of. You have a family you have to take care of, right? And so it's like Do you play for yourself? You play for other people?
So me, there's different times. So I find myself like, if I'm having a great day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great day, got some rest before work, and you know, I got me Jameson and ginger ale, and I'm feeling it. I could feel myself going too early, like too hard, too early. I would be playing for myself then, right?
Okay.
So then when I snap out of it and I look up and I'm like, okay, let's play for the people. But also, playing for the people is like playing for myself too, because I always put myself out in their shoes, you know, when I'm out there. And I always scan a room to see who's reacting, who's not reacting. You know what I mean? For example, the other night, I had a mixed room with all different races. I would throw on a Miley Cyrus but with a Jay-Z beat, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pleasing two different crowds at one time. Or I'll throw on Beyonce but with a reggaeton beat. So now I'm pleasing so many different people at once.
Yeah.
And like I just try to always put myself out in their shoes, you know, out in their crowd as I'm looking in on Tragic, you feel me?
Whatever I do, I'm not back here and the crowd is out there. I mean, physically I am, but mentally I'm on that dance floor. What would I want to hear right now with this energy? You know, what can I do? Because I'm up there, I'm jamming.
Yeah.
You know, and I put myself out there, like what would have me going, oh, that's crazy, why you just play that? And that was the mantra that I stuck with.
Music, it touches the soul, man. From a 1-year-old to an 80-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you a feeling, a mood, like a happiness, a sadness. You know what I mean? Like, it just literally touches your soul. So, like, music is one of the, like, it's so important in the world. You know what I mean?
Finances are so important when it comes to being able to fund your creative arts. So it was a no-brainer for me to ask DJ Fat Cat and DJ Tragic, how much does it cost to get invested? The old school versus the new school. Let's see what they had to say. I have to invest it financially back when
Back then, see, the thing was the music collection.
Okay.
See, there was no MP3s, there was no CDs when I started. You know, like none available to us.
Yeah.
The compact disc was a newer technology that was introduced. It was still really priced out of our range. So we had cassette tapes and vinyl. And back then, even if you bought the turntables, like for a decent starter DJ system, $1,500.
Wow. And back then, it's give me a year.
I would say, I started in '89.
Yes.
And my first real DJ setup was in about 90 or 91.
Okay.
And we had, my system was $1,000.
Wow.
Paid by my grandmother.
Shout out to grandma.
Shout out to my grandma.
Birthday present or just like investment into the craft that she
It was basically watering the seed that she planted.
Yeah.
You know, my grandmother was my primary caretaker. She introduced me to music at a very young age. So, and I mean vinyl records.
Yeah.
Like,
what year did she introduce you?
I think I played my first piece of vinyl on her home component system at the age of 4. Stacks of 45s.
Maybe like a $399 controller.
Give me startup costs, like include everything.
Alright, so I'm gonna say MacBook laptop, that's like the most preferred, because you know the processor.
Let's say
they
$2,000.
going for like $2,000, $1,500.
Yeah.
Let's
say $2,000.
And I would get a Pro.
$2,000. Okay.
We gonna go the easy route. We gonna say controller for $399, like a fairly good one.
So we're about $2,400.
Okay, and then you want to get a pair of speakers, which they're about, I'm gonna say like some good EVs, maybe like $399 a piece.
Okay, so we're at $2,800 now.
Yeah, and then you need speaker stands. They're about $69 for the pair. What else? If you're doing big gigs, you can get a subwoofer. That's about $1,000.
Okay, so now we're about, let's say,
About 3,500.
3,500.
And then what else?
You need the subs?
I need the subs.
You need the subs.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you travel with the subs or you stay in one place?
Well, it was like for mobile gigs around the city, tri-state area, DMV, you know.
Okay, you travel
Just
with the subs.
because it gives you that punch, you know.
So with the speakers, are you getting studio speakers? Or are you getting, like, would this DJ be just only practicing at home, or are they?
Oh, this is a mobile DJ.
This is a mobile DJ
setup. Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking to travel with this.
Yeah, just
Okay,
you know,
so-
you can fit it in your trunk, in your car, backseat.
Got you. Okay.
So we got the speakers, the pools, laptop. We need a little table. Gotta get you a little Lifetime table, man. They had a perfect height on them. Shit. And I would invest in a cart too. A cart. So they're about $99. So you're looking at like 4,000.
4,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how much money can you make being a DJ?
Wow. It's endless. Seriously, because I have homies that's just a wedding DJ, you know?
Yeah, that's why they need
And
this, man. They be pulling it in.
You can start as low as 1,500, 2 grand. You know what I mean? If you're really putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you gotta start from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started, I was getting 150 a gig. You know what I mean? I think everybody started there.
Yeah. Yeah, start something like that,
You know, before social media, and you had a mass way of advertising out to people. You know, we had to rely on word of mouth or business cards, and you know, sometimes you may not get a gig.
I mean,
It might be one gig a month.
Yeah.
1 gig every 2 months. You never know. Like, so back then it was getting plugged in with the right people that worked.
Okay.
So even though I started at 9, and that was the official, I called that my official DJ start date because that was the first time I got paid for a gig.
Oh, wow.
So 9 years old with my own records, my own haphazard homemade equipment, but I got paid $24.
What did you have to do then?
I was DJing right out front of my grandmom's house for a block party, and it was literally because the sound, these little speakers, I had my grandmother's receiver and her little bookshelf speakers out there on the neighbor's porch, and you could probably only hear the music within the next 4 or 5 houses, but you know, my grandmother, she pushed me. She seen what I was going after, and then she would pass the hat around.
Yeah.
Because she was tired of paying for the records. And broken needles. Yeah, we broke a lot of needles.
We've already been chatting and talking about history, and it seems like you've already been catching a lot of nostalgia looking at some of this equipment here on the wall. Can you talk to me a little bit about what's on the wall here?
Basically, in our studio, the Jumpin' 215 radio station studio, like a time capsule, basically.
Gotcha.
Starting out with the original Technic SLD 202 turntables right here.
Okay, the one with this Techniques right here, this gray one.
These are, originally these turntables were home stereo turntables. These, like all audiophile turntables, were made to be a part of your home rack system. But DJs, we took them and began to hone our craft in. Back then you had belt drive turntables, which was a motor with the belt that drives the platter, or a direct drive turntable. These are the direct drive version, which means that platter, the motor torque is going to be stronger, which was better to hone our cuts and scratches at. Easily, this turntable is about 40 years old.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's 40 years old. We have a Newmark mixer over there. That Newmark mixer is every bit of 35 years old.
Wow.
And if we plug all this stuff in, it still works.
Still works.
It still works. It's a testament to the build quality of it, and the fact, shout out to my man DJ Black, the owner of Jumpin' 215, for actually maintaining this. This is his original first setup, but it mimics all of our first setups. You know, once we graduated from the put together stuff and actually got some some real deal turntables.
One of the coolest things about interviewing DJ Fat Cat was he's an OG. You know, as I'm listening to the OGs, I just have to sit there and listen. So much to take. This is almost like having a Google or a Wikipedia in front of you, because you're able to ask these questions about what it was like to hear these songs in the 80s, listen to music before it was on a CD player, right? While it was just on a vinyl, his technology knowledge. I thought that was really informative. How much information he knew from mixers to different type of vinyl players to just overall technology as a whole. Fat Cat, though he did not go to school, he held a huge catalog of knowledge that was developed over time by just being in the field. And that's one of the beautiful dualities that you'll find here when it comes to the DJ community and the artist community as a whole. You may have some traditional artists who are trained through school, and then you have some non-traditional artists who are trained by themselves by using the manuals, getting those real life experiences. One of the lovely things about interviewing DJ Tragic was that I could really connect to him on a modern technology level, on a modern internet level. Our conversations had to deal with what it was like to be a DJ in the modern era. Just in his video alone, you can see him on YouTube, and he starts off his interview talking about how he put this mix out onto YouTube and it changed his life with the amount of views that he got. Going from talking with DJ Fat Cat and making a living on the back end through word of mouth versus DJ Tragic talking about how the internet has helped him and supported him in his journey. I think it's just wonderful to be able to see those two worlds play together and to be able to connect with DJ Tragic on that point.